Hey, it's Ken from the Park Hill Auction Gallery and Resellers Network. We're getting ready to head out on a job today. We got the box truck and the dump trailer. We got the van, meeting Team Adam and Adam. It's the early morning hours. Look, Adam's getting all the totes ready for the job today.
Morning, kid.
Nobody else in the warehouse. It's quiet down here. The little worker bees, the little elves, haven't yet come in yet. Getting ready to have a cup of coffee with Katie. We got the second part of the A-team here. Adam number 2. Are you Adam number 1 or are you Adam?
I'm old Adam, that's young Adam.
Oh, old Adam, young Adam.
Yep.
We're getting all ready. We're all excited to be out on the job today, aren't we, Adam?
Absolutely. Love being here. Loving every second of it.
So today's video, we thought maybe we'd give you a little insight into the daily life of an estate liquidator. So we're going to get started today on this new estate. Really nice house in a nice part of town. I'm not necessarily going to show you the exterior of the house because I want to protect the privacy and confidentiality of the sellers. But this house is going to be, it's going to be a pretty nice, clean, easy estate to liquidate. We're actually going to be selling the house as well. That's part of our MO. We're an estate liquidation company. We're a real estate brokerage, and if you list your property with us, we provide most of these services. In some case, a lot of them at a pretty significant discount. But in a house like this, where we've got some really nice furniture and nice decor, some of this stuff is going to be left inside the house just for staging while we're taking pictures of it and while we're showing it initially. And then once the house is under agreement, then the crew will come back in and take all the rest of the furniture out of it. It's not really a lot that we're going to be taking out of like the living spaces, the living room, dining room, that sort of thing. But we are going to be thinning out a lot of the clutter. I don't want to say clutter because this house really isn't cluttered at all, but you know, we're going to be sort of depersonalizing, like getting rid of the VHS movies, and eventually furniture like this, it looks nice for staging, but the functionality of it isn't all that great. So we'll probably end up tossing some of these pieces, like the recliner, the mechanism on it's broken. So there's no sense trying to sell that, and I certainly don't want to donate it to somebody that's going to buy it thinking that it works and then they get it home and even for donation, it's just not worth it. Completely empty room like this, maybe going to move a little furniture around, maybe stage that room. We've got some crawl spaces under here that need to be cleaned out. So looking forward to seeing just what it is that we pull out of there. You never know. That's usually where the hidden treasure is. A lot of this work on this project is in the basement. And what we'll be doing is pretty much just cleaning out the whole entire basement. You know, a few oddball things here. Can probably sell the shop vac, extension cords. There's a bunch of pool items that are going to be staying with the property because there's a pool, all the pool gear, but we'll be thinning out and getting rid of a lot of this stuff. Like, you know, even all these nails and screws, rather than throwing it away, we'll put that all in a box lot and sell it in auction as a box lot full of fasteners. Another tool room here. You know, it's about 75% junk here, but we'll be making some box lots of tools also to go to auction. There might be an eBay piece or two here. Yep. Started to separate the keeper stuff, right? We got compressor there, we got some extension cords, kind of neat. And then we're pushing all the trash over to one corner. We use these plastic totes on everything that we do because we can just keep reusing them. Unlike cardboard that doesn't really hold up, we just save all these plastic totes from cleanout jobs, and they work great for transporting stuff off to auction. So we're making progress here on the job. We're the last of the what we call keeper stuff. That's the stuff going to go to auction, and now it's just nothing left but just trash. We get rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and like this room has all been picked. Now it's just trash. So making some pretty good progress. In this room, it's all been picked. Same thing, just our trash totes. What I like to do is I like to go through with the crew and help them pick because I've got a little bit more experience in knowing what has value. So once we've boxed up and taken everything and put it in the truck, the keeper stuff, quote unquote keeper stuff, then I can leave the job site and these guys can trash out the rest of the house. We usually leave them in broom clean condition. In houses like this where we're listing the property as well, we also include in our program what's called a sales clean, which is the light bulbs, the outlet covers, removing the tack strips on the floor if there's any rug tack strips, shampooing rugs, washing windows, floors, appliances. That's all stuff that we include. Now, if you're an estate liquidator and you're not selling the house and you don't have a program like ours, then you know what? These are a valuable service to realtors, so offer those. You can get paid for that stuff. There's no need to hire a fancy janitorial company to come in and do this. Include it as part of your program. When a real estate agent lists a property, they want the stove cleaned, the fridge cleaned, and most of the agents aren't really going to get down on their hands and knees and scrub that stuff. So either the house is going to sell as is, or they're going to hire a janitorial company to come in and do that for you. And, you know, there's no sense, if you're trying to make extra money liquidating estates, there's no sense why they shouldn't be paying you or your crew. Typical garage clean out as well. Going to be cleaning out all of this stuff. Lawn and garden stuff seems to be in just about every house. Rather than throwing the wood away, we're going to tote that up into totes, and I'm going to burn it in my own fireplace. All these garden tools. Usually we'll take like all these handled garden tools and bundle them up with duct tape and sell them in big lots. Sell them that way. I had to run out for a little bit, but I came back to check on the crew. They're doing pretty good. They got pretty much the house done. A little bit of rubbish in the basement. Dump trailer's filling up pretty quickly. Kind of a little bit of a drag. We found like a vintage pool table and an old hockey game. Too bad I didn't have the box and the pieces, because we probably would have saved it.
It's a sad day.
Big drag, Adam.
We tried.
But look what we did find. We found an old Atari, and oh look, it's an old AFX Aurora controller. All the games are in there too, kind of neat. So we'll definitely sell that.
How about these pillows, Ken?
Yeah, we tossed the pillows. More VHS tapes.
Toss.
No, we'll keep those. We have some already.
Cool. Okay. Perfect.
We never ever used to keep VHS tapes. But, you know, they're kind of making sort of a comeback. So we just sell them in big, large lots. And occasionally there'll be one or two in the batch that'll be worth like more than $1. And it'll usually carry the whole lot. So as far as keeper stuff, we got a whole truckload here. Jury's still out on just how much this stuff is going to be worth. But we'll track it once it gets back to the auction and see how many lots we get out of this. So we managed to get that whole entire house unpacked, and we ended up with about 120 something lots, auction lots. That's grouping of things, whether they be individual things like this desk, or whether they be a lot of TV guides. Look at that, TV guides from the 80s. A lot of interesting things, like we'll put these fans together, paper shredder, we get a painting, oil on canvas, computer stuff, knitting lot, got vintage children's puzzles, a couple of baseball gloves and a bat, dog stuff, kitchen utensils, a camping lot. Look at these Rosie O'Donnell dolls. We get a pair of them. Comical. Rugs, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, chainsaws, more rugs, VHSs. VHSs, we couldn't sell them to save your life a few years ago. Now they seem to be making a comeback. Some games, camera stuff, Christmas, always Christmas. Every house has Christmas. Small kitchen appliances, an old vintage bicycle, vintage dresser, bookcase, wheelbarrow, couple of office chairs. Look, we've got this matching set of 4 chairs. Christmas villages, cookbooks, china. We got a Wii video game system, Storage. People like to buy storage. Got this plaque with some Mount Tom and Holyoke Railroad Company. Kind of cool. Garden lot. Some hangers. People like to buy hangers, oddly enough. More Christmas stuff. Some artwork, some prints. Look at these dog banks. Kind of cool. Tools. And there's some other collectible stuff here as well, but that's sort of the gist of it. Look, this china cabinet, vintage china cabinet. Gosh, we used to get good money for these. Now the whole furniture market is pretty much just flat, so we're really selective with the furniture that we take. If we're selling a house, then we'll take that. But if we're just taking consignment to an auction, chances are, unless they're actually going to bring it to us, it doesn't make sense for us to send guys out in a truck to pick it up. Doesn't bring enough money. The whole furniture market across the board, used furniture, really flat. What's the stuff that sells? Tools do well. All different types of tools, contractor tools, mechanics tools. Mid-century modern, that's a good category. That always does well. Collectibles, small stuff. Or, we're a major supplier to a lot of the eBay resellers. They can buy lots down here and they can break them up and make a little bit of money, and hopefully everybody can make a little money. The auction house makes money, the resellers make money. A good friend told me about 20 years ago when I first got in the business, he said to me, he says, Ken, it doesn't matter where you get on and off the ladder, just as long as you're not the last person on the ladder. It's always a judgment call as to whether you're going to have an on-site estate sale where you have it at the property or whether you take the merchandise off-site. In our case, we chose to use our online platform, ubidtobuy.com, to liquidate this merchandise. A lot of the things in the sale did really well. Here at our site, we have an archive, so we can look at what actually closed. Like this guitar, for example, $571. We had some artwork, presser, chairs, just house goods primarily. Some metal racks did $39. That lot of fans. Remember the fans earlier in the video? Gosh, $51 for 5 fans. That's not bad. We work on a commission. Auction house takes, give or take roughly about a third. Sometimes it's 50-50 split on some of the lower items. But the Rosie O'Donnell dolls did $24. Crack me up. Don't put them next to the Trump dolls. Gosh, they'll kill each other. We've got some canes. $42. Vintage. Oh, one of them's a shoehorn. Camping stuff. Coolers, $16. This original painting did $187. That was a good price for that. Comic books, $15. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is always collectible. People like to buy that. We had a couple of pieces of that. Did $21. We've got, some carpet runners and four-wheel dolly. Got some CDs. CDs are pretty much a staple. They're in a lot of auctions, general merchandise sales. $27. $107 for these 1970s Marvel Comics character figures, action figures. That's not bad. Collectible spoons. Camera did good. There was a couple cameras in here. 35 millimeter. There was an older digital camera. A couple of lenses. $181. Either a collector bought that or someone bought that to break that up even further and sell it. Online, most likely eBay. Extension cords. Where can you get all these extension cords for $33? It's a pretty good deal. Of course, the buyer pays in our auction a 10% buyer's premium. There's the TV guides. Oh, they didn't do so good. $5. Here's some Matchbox cars. They did really well. $76, considering the condition. A lot of them are pretty rough. Storage, more storage, $20. Here's this school chair for $40. Some trash barrels for $56. Goodness me. Your artwork did 41. Very pleased with that price. Here's the Atari. So that did, with some of the games, did $101. You know, there's still some meat left on the bone for a dealer that would want to buy that. There's the dogs for 51. They did good. A lot of clamps. Is a lawnmower. This toy box. It was sort of handcrafted, but it was good quality. And I was surprised. It only sold for $10. I thought somebody would have wanted that. I don't know. It was older. Hopefully it wasn't lead paint. Maybe that was the reason why it only sold. Someone had to strip it, de-lead it. A lot involved with that. Some comic books, $46. Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica. That's always collectible. Just a matter of knowing what's collectible, what's not. It takes years to develop that skill. Department 56. These are always a staple as well. You know, you find them in a lot of houses. But around the holidays, they do sell. What else we got? Some tools. There's the garden lot. More garden stuff. Cat. Brass statue of a cat and some china. Some knives. And from there, we'll go over to the consignor report, take a look at the report to see what the seller netted after commissions. Looks like about $2,307 is what the seller will end up with. You know, we took probably about $1,200 in commissions. We took a 10% buyer's premium for another $300. And then we probably made another $1,000 or $1,500 on the cleanout. So all in all, a profitable job. You know, so just to wrap a few things up regarding this estate. Every time you take an estate, it's always a thought process involved, and whether you want to sell all the merchandise on site, what's involved with liquidating the estate and how you can make money with the client, what the client's needs are, whether it makes sense to try to have an on-site estate sale. Sometimes that's a little bit better, a better option, especially if there's a lot of logistics and moving the stuff to a warehouse or to another auction, whereas you can just sell it, you know, right there on site. For us, because we have the facility, we tend to use the online auction platform as our go-to. Doesn't mean that we won't do an on-site estate sale, but for the most part, our online platform is a better choice. But that's always something you have to ask yourself, whether you have the option of having a large space to do an online auction or a live auction off-site, or if you don't have a relationship with a local auction company, then you may find yourself doing a sale right there at the property. Something that's always a consideration with those sales on site is whether you have adequate parking, whether there's security problems. Like, you know, you probably don't want to do an on-site estate sale if you have a second floor, you know, garden style condominium in a secure building and there's limited assigned parking. You're going to do nothing but upset all of the residents in the association if you decide to, you know, bring people into the building, and that's just not a good choice. Something else to consider is whether or not you want to try and make some extra money doing the trash removal part of the job, whether or not you want to get involved with assisting in the sale, whether or not you want to get involved with helping to clean and prepare the house in the event they're going to be selling it. In weeks to come, we'll be covering more topics just like these. And if you find value in the content that we provide, please consider subscribing to the channel. Until next time, we'll see you again real soon.